Is this a product that I would buy if I had not gotten it for free? Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel. I am like so excited. Sorry, I had to pause there because I've had kind of a rough go of it this weekend. I sprained my ankle at soccer, so for now, during this part of the video, I'm going to be just sitting here. I'm not allowed to be on it. Got my trusty crutches over there. But I also got a really great package in the mail, so I'm like borderline sad because I've had a rough weekend, but at the same time, I'm really excited because I got a pretty cool product in the mail that I'm gonna share with you today. And, yeah, I feel like that kind of excitement outweighs the fact that I'm immobile, and you guys know I don't like sitting still for too long. Gardyn reached out to me and asked if they could send me their Gardyn device product, their Gardyn hydroponic indoor gardening garden. The brand is called Gardyn, and then it is a garden, so it's kind of hard to know what to call it. John's assisting me today and he's shoving things in my face. Gardyn with a Y. If you live in our area, we live in Ohio, you might be having the same issue. We actually are having a shortage of lettuce right now. It's so weird, like organic, like nice lettuce. Our Chipotles don't offer it. The stuff in the grocery stores has been pretty abysmal. Like I usually do click list because of everything going on, and I stopped ordering greens because there's just, the choices are abysmal. I was really excited when Gardyn reached out because of this pandemic, I've had to find ways of avoiding the grocery store and being in there and being able to grow our own fresh produce indoors year round. We're about to get into winter. My garden outside is completely spent. Like, it's just really exciting. Thought I would show you guys how to build it. Well, John's gonna show you how to build it, and then
I'm just gonna build it.
John's just gonna build it.
I don't know if I'll be able to show you how to build it.
And just kind of talk a little bit about it, and then of course I'll update you guys about it, and it's growing and everything like that. But while John is unpackaging everything, I'm gonna talk to you guys a little bit about the Gardyn. So my Gardyn actually came in 2 boxes. That was the first one, and then this one on the ground is the second one. While John struggles to get that big piece out, I'll just tell you a little bit about the Gardyn. So basically it is an indoor hydroponic device that grows, I believe, up to 30 Y cubes, which is what they call them. You get these Y cubes, which I'll show you those in a second, that have seeds in them, which you soak and then you put them in, and then you turn on your garden and it will grow those Y cubes into vegetables and produce. They also have flowers available too. The lights and everything are all run by this computer that's in it. It also has cameras on it, so it can like watch your plants, which you can turn the cameras off if you're kind of feeling weird about that. I know some people don't like, you know, having things automated like that in their home. We don't really care. You guys know I have a camera on me all the time, so it doesn't really matter. But the cameras are on the plants, not on you. And basically, that way they take pictures and you can check in on your garden from your phone on an app. Gardyn themselves can also check in on your plants and let you know if like things are ready to harvest, if things need more sun, if they need more water, that kind of thing. The device itself self-waters. You just have to make sure to refill the base regularly. I believe it's like every 3 to 4 weeks. I'll have to see more as I'm getting used to this. I think every environment is different for people's homes, so obviously the amount of watering and things like that will be different. But the great thing about this is that there's no like thinking about how much sun the thing gets, because it's already pre-programmed to give the right amount of light to these plants. So it's supposed to be a foolproof way of basically indoor gardening your produce. So for people who have, you know, the black thumb, as I like to call it, where you kill everything that, other than your children, but anything green living in your home or outside, this is supposed to be really good for you because it takes the guesswork out of, you know, how to grow those plants. Along with this device, what you also get in your, when you do your first purchase, is your Y cubes, which I'll show you again a little bit on how to do that when I figure it out. But with the Gardyn also comes, oh, there they are, the Y cubes. With the Gardyn also comes a membership that you can purchase. So basically, you can do like a yearly or 2-year membership where every month you can pick out 10 new Y cubes or produce, and it'll be shipped to you. Shipping is free if you sign up for the membership. and then you can just keep replenishing your garden over and over and over again. Or you can buy additional white cubes or buy them as you go if you don't need to get them like monthly. But
it comes with a lot.
Well, the first one comes with a lot. You get 30, I believe, is in there. And then if you do sign up for the monthly membership, you get 10. So you don't need to replace every 30.
I think this is 17.
Like, you don't need to replace all of them every single time because they will keep producing for months. So you kind of get into a regular...
Two whole things of them.
There's two whole things. Yeah, there should be 30. So yeah, you'll just want to keep like replacing the ones that die off. So you don't need to replace 30. Ow! John just hit my ankle. You don't have to replace 30 at a time. So that's why you get 10 a month during the membership. Anyways, you can buy them individually, but the membership kind of takes that like having to remember to order new ones. And the plant food as well that you put in the base, it kind of takes that guesswork out of it as well if you just sign up for the membership. So
you start without plant food and then you add plant food on the 10th day.
Yep.
Kelby will remind you.
Kelby will remind you.
So Kelby?
She's your personal assistant on your phone after you download the app. So I'm gonna download the app right now.
Should we build this? Like,
while John's building
towers?
The plant tubes.
The plant tubes.
This
So this is what they look like after you put them together, and that's before.
Okay, so this is the Gardyn app that I'm about to download. It's got 5 stars, which is pretty impressive for a Gardyn app. I'm just doing a little research on what all of these different varieties are on their website, which is very well thought out and like descriptive. So it seems like most of the stuff that came in my starter pack are all things that like I want to eat. There are a few things in their varieties that they have online that you can order that have like more of a bitter taste in regards to the lettuce. So I don't think I got any of those though. So I'm really excited. I think I am gonna plant every single one of these. John and Kaya are filling it with water. That's what it looks like. Pretty excited. Are you gonna be my little farming helper? I don't know. I don't know if the dots have any meaning. Finally got my Wi-Fi connected to the garden. It was a little bit of a hassle, I will say that. You guys know I like to keep it pretty real and honest, and yeah, the trouble, like the hooking it up to my Wi-Fi, it just was for some reason way more difficult than I felt like it needed to be. I mean, I got it done. I was able to do it, but it just, it took like 5 times and probably half an hour to set up. So, you know, putting it together didn't take too long for John, but the setting up everything for some reason just was a hassle. I don't know why, but so far so good though. The live camera feed's really good. It's very, very clear. I had to manually turn on the lights. Hopefully it's going to just kind of kick on to its normally programmed schedule because I have no clue what this needs. I know that you can go in and like tweak the settings to make it have more sun or more water or less water depending on how it's going. But I'm hoping it's as like easy as it promotes it to be. But yeah, I did have to turn on the lights and the water on my phone. Yeah, the second I turned on the water, it kind of started sounding like a fountain because it like goes up and then like just drips down and then it soaks the pods from the top to the bottom. I will say the noise, you could hear it, but it was really soothing. Like John was like, oh, I kind of like that noise. It's kind of relaxing. And I kind of agreed. It was kind of like a Zen garden waterfall thing in our front room. So that wasn't like too bad. It is really bright. Like it's super bright. It's super bright. All right, so this is what it looks like at night. It is pretty bright, but it's not too bad. I only have that lamp in this room right now, so it kind of helps light up the room a little bit more. John said it looks funny from the outside. Sorry, I'm on my crutches, so I'm a little bit wobbly. John said it looks a little bit funny from the outside. But with that being said, it doesn't look any funnier than when I had all of my red grow lights downstairs for all my house plants. So if the neighbors think we're growing pot, the neighbors think we're growing pot. But really, we're just growing lettuce. All right guys, so I'm pretty impatient and I haven't been able to catch the watering with it doing it naturally. So I'm actually gonna initiate a water so you can hear how loud it is or how quiet it is depending on how you look at it. So as you can tell, it's kind of soothing, and my camera's like right up against it. So further away, obviously it's quieter. But you know, if you're a family or you have dogs, obviously you can hear my dog in the background and my kids downstairs. So that dog right there. Oh look, I graduated to a boot. Sorry, distracted. But yeah, if you have other background noise going on, it's even less noticeable. But it's very soothing. It's like a little Zen garden. But I also wanted to show you guys, look at this. Day like 2 growth already. So I moved the garden into the kitchen. It's just like in the corner right here because it was a little bit too bright to have in the front room. I was kind of missing my like soft natural light in there when I was reading and doing work. So it's in the kitchen, which it kind of makes more sense to be in here anyways. Everything has basically sprouted, which is pretty cool. Sorry it's so dark in here and the lighting's weird, but you know, it's Ohio and it gets like dark at like 2 o'clock now. But everything has sprouted except for my jalapeno. Well, no, that's a lie. There's a little sprout there starting. I guess my sweet peppers are the only things that haven't sprouted yet. But everything else is doing really well. It has been 10 days. So Kelby reminded me in my garden app that it is time to feed my plants. So you get plant food at the beginning, but you're not supposed to add it until 10 days in. And then again, Kelby will remind you when you're supposed to do that. They give you a little scooper thing that comes in your little accessories bag, and you do 3 teaspoonful, which I have in this cup, but you're supposed to dilute it first with water. So I'm gonna do that, and then I'm gonna feed the plants. So we're gonna come over here and we're gonna put it in the water basin, which you're supposed to stir it in and dilute it. So we're gonna pour in the food. And then it also says to top off the water level. So I'm gonna top that off. One of the things I will say after 10 days of using this, actually I think it's been 12. I was supposed to feed it yesterday, but I forgot. One thing I will say about the garden so far, other than the fact that the light's a little bit brighter than I expected during the day and night. It's a little bit brighter than I expected, which is why, again, I moved it from this room. Because as you can see, we like to kind of chill in here. So the more relaxed light is kind of nicer, especially during the winter. I thought I wouldn't mind it in here, but because this room is so small, it's just like really close. Like as you can see from our kitchen, it's like the sun in there. But one thing I did change was I changed my cycle for the sunlight in the schedule app part of the garden. It tells you how much light the plants want, which is nice. So what I did was, instead of it turning back on to boost mode, which is the brightest setting of light, instead of it doing that from midnight to 5 a.m., I changed it so it basically runs on boost mode all day. So that way it gets the same amount of boosted light, bright light, but during the day instead of during the night. Because our house is really small. I could see the light from the kitchen even in the hallway, which streamed into our bedroom. So I played around with the settings so that way the garden is now still getting the same amount of light, the same amount of time of light, but just during the day when we're not trying to sleep and the dogs are trying to sleep in their kennels in here, just so it wouldn't disturb people. And also John made a good point that he doesn't like to really come into the kitchen at 6 a.m. being like blasted by bright light. So now it runs from like 8 to 10:30. And so far it's been doing fine like that. So we will see. I'll keep you guys updated. So this is what the garden looks like right now. Everything actually is turning out pretty well. It's interesting. My stuff up here is not growing as fast as all of this, but these are herbs, and like lettuces always tend to grow faster. My sweet peppers are growing pretty well. I also have cherry tomatoes down here and then jalapeno peppers down there. The two that didn't want to sprout were the cilantro and the rouge d'Ivoire, rouge d'Ivoire, I don't know how you pronounce that. And what they suggested doing was, if you didn't see something sprouting, moving it to more of a lit area. So I did move these from other places over here, and they still haven't grown any more or sprouted. So if you have that issue with your Y cubes, you can contact customer service on your app and they'll send you new ones. I am receiving these things for free, however, to do this video, so I don't want to be that person. I don't want to take advantage of the system, so I'm just going to call this a wash, and I ordered just 2 different cubes to put in here. I ordered more Butterhead, or Butter Crisp, or whatever this is called, because it's amazing. I ordered another Breen, I ordered another Matilda, and I ordered some parsley and some rosemary, and then I think I ordered some sage. You know, as these keep growing and we're eating them and they finally die out, then I can replace them, because I am signed up for the monthly subscription, which is where you get Y cubes sent to you, free shipping, but you do have to pay for the membership every month. I also ordered another thing of plant food just in case, so I don't forget and run out. But what Kelby reminded me of today on my app was that I need to clean my water tank and then refresh the plant food. So that is what we're gonna do right now, and I'm gonna see how easy it is to do. I watched the video that was linked in the Kelby message, which was really nice, but we'll see. Sometimes, I mean, I like to pretend like I'm really smart and capable, but sometimes I'm not. But anyway, so it says to press the silver button really quickly, whoops, to turn off the lights. Then it says to pop this off and to get the hose up. And it says to put it over, oops, like that, to lock it in place, so that way it's disconnected from the bottom and doesn't hang. It says to turn off the device, and then it says to unhook it from its power source. And then, and I can see there's a little gummy, like moldy sliminess on that little like rubber thing that was in the water, so I'm gonna have to wipe that off. It says to release the side clips over here, so I'm gonna release those on each side. And then I'm gonna lift the whole thing out and set it on the towel that I placed down on the ground. Tops of the tower never, whew, it's a workout. Like so, I did it. And then it says to empty the tub in the sink and then rinse it out and wash it, fill it back up, put 2 teaspoons of plant food back in, and then put it back down and reattach everything. So we're gonna do that real quick. All right, so I didn't show you guys because John and I got caught up after we washed out the tank, which actually wasn't very hard. I just used water. Actually, I should say John used the water, and he used like an old scrubber and then just scrubbed all the mildewy ick out. It really wasn't that bad. And then we refilled it, and then I put in the plant food that was dissolved in warm water before that. And it is doing really well. But yeah, we moved it down here because we're kind of in transition doing stuff. So yeah, it's moved downstairs for the time being, and it was pretty easy to clean, and I'm really happy that that's not something we have to do like all the time. It does remind you in the app when you need to do it, but we are the month out, and this is the growth on everything. So I and the kids have been like peeling off like pieces of lettuce on the outside that are like a good size. So like this one, I'll like pinch off some and then I'll just eat it. And like fresh lettuce tastes so good. So yeah, I'm pretty happy with this so far. I got some sandwich stuff to make to be able to use it in sandwiches, and I'm going to start picking off some of the larger leaves to make some salads, but it's been fun, honestly, just picking off leaves here and there just to eat. So, and because you don't have to like worry about where it's been, it's clean already, and you don't have to wash it. You can just eat it. I'm not as much fan of the green mustard as all the others, though. I'm starting to realize like different types of lettuces and what they taste like and what I like and what I don't. So that's also been fun. So I'm gonna finish up and round out this video on the Garden Tech garden because it's gone on long enough. I feel like I have been able to fully utilize the garden to what I will use it for, to be able to tell you honestly if I think it's worth it, because it does kind of have a high price tag. I feel like I've had enough time using it to be able to talk to you guys and tell you the honest truth. So you guys know me, I like to give you the negatives and the positives. Negatives, automatically, the price. It's really expensive. If you're somebody though who really enjoys eating healthy and has a hard time finding fresh produce, especially lettuces and stuff, locally to you, I think that it is a good investment. For me it is, because it's actually forcing me to eat healthier. I will walk past it on my way to do laundry and I will just pick off a bunch of leaves and just eat them, which is more greens than I've ever gotten in my system, because usually I have to like pre-plan in my head to buy greens at the store, and let's be honest, most of the time those greens get all disgustingly soupy in my produce drawer because I forget that they're there, or they get bruised because somebody put something on top of it. So to have fresh like lettuce and herbs at my beck and call has just been amazing. Fresh lettuce tastes way better than stuff that you buy at the store. Like, I never realized all the different types of like greens and like the different tastes that they have. I forget what this one's called. It's got like this weird fiery horseradish taste, which is kind of cool. But like even just regular butter crunch and stuff like tastes so much better freshly picked than like from the store aisle. It all just tastes so much better. Like you actually get the flavor of different greens, and it's pretty wild. I do think that if you're somebody who's already eating healthy, or that's something that you regularly incorporate into your life, great, get this. I think it's worth the money. I don't think it's for somebody who's like, I want to eat healthier in 2021, so I'm gonna buy this because that's my goal. Because then you're gonna be like, oh my God, that wasn't something I was actually doing prior, and now I spent almost $1,000 on something that I'm not gonna use. You know, I don't think it's gonna be the thing that kickstarts you to eat healthier, if I'm being completely honest, but I do think that if you're already on that track of eating healthier, or you're looking for ways to get better produce already, this is a great thing to have. I was hoping, and this is why this video is taking so long, was I was hoping to have already used my membership to order my next 10 Y cubes to be able to show you how they come packaged and to start growing them, because as of right now, I've taken out a few cubes that either didn't bloom or whatever, which again, they'll replace them for free for you, but because they were already sending them to me for free for this video, I felt weird taking advantage of that. But I took out some of those, and then there are some lettuces that I actually decided I didn't really like, so I took those out and kind of tossed them because I really wanted my other plants that were getting really full to be able to have room to grow. I will say next time around, I'm not gonna fill every single Y cube spot, because my cherry tomatoes, my dill, my jalapenos, all those things are getting really big and they're starting to cover up other plants. So I've kind of moved stuff around so that way there's room for those things that I really want more to grow. I will say it produces a ton. Holy cow, I feel like I'm down there trimming. Like, this was just today's trim. I just did a huge trim like this 2 days ago of my herbs and lettuces. Like, it's growing too fast for me and my family to even eat. I just made this salad in my pajamas downstairs. It's just got a bunch of different greens. It's got avocado, tomato, some cheese because I love cheese, some green onion, all from the garden, and then I put some salt and pepper on it. But like, it's just amazing to be able to be like, okay, I'm craving a salad, I'm gonna go downstairs and make one. Like, what the heck? But yeah, so I do have some empty spots because I'm trying to like grow bigger things. So I will say that if you're wanting to grow bigger plants like the cherry tomatoes and jalapenos and things like that, which haven't bloomed yet for me, but they have gotten bigger, maybe just keep that in mind, that maybe you don't want to fill every single cube. I definitely am finding out what my favorite greens are to use. I am not a huge fan of the green mustard. I'm gonna not grow any more of that. Kale, my mom took home like 2-gallon size bags of kale and spinach with her. She likes to make her smoothies. So like, there's things that I'm realizing I want to keep ordering every month, which is nice, and keep growing on there. But for the most part, this thing has been really, really amazing. I think it's worth the price tag for people who are looking for fresh produce and who are already on that track of eating healthier. And I think you'll really love this thing. I mean, it has not disappointed whatsoever. Like, I have been probably ignoring it more than I should. Like, Kelby's been like sending me messages and saying like, hey, your water's low, and I've been ignoring it because I've been so busy. And finally she's like, okay, your tank is empty, go, you know, change it and clean it. So we're gonna do that soon, tonight. We're gonna do it tonight. But like, it's nice because she's consistently keeping on me, because she knows, or he or she, I don't know what she is, or they, you know what, doesn't need to be defined. Kelby just keeps me on track. It's like, like, go downstairs and like take care of your garden because it needs the little amount of attention that it asks for. So I love this thing. It's really, really great. If I would not have been sent it for free, you guys know I like to say this in all of my, you know, sponsored videos or videos that I get stuff sent to free for. Is this a product that I would buy if I had not gotten it for free? Yes. this is a product I would have bought. But it would have taken the right reviewer for me to want to buy it. That's the problem, right? Is like I can sit here and say, yeah, I would totally buy this because I actually used it and I know how awesome it is. But like there's so many videos that are just like so, oh, we're the perfect family with our shiplap and whatever, which is not a bad thing, but that's just not me and I'm not that together. So when I see ads and stuff like that, I'm like, that is not me. I don't think I'll be able to take care of that thing. I don't think it'll be worth it. But yeah, for me, now that I've tried it, I would definitely spend the money. Like if this thing broke, I would definitely spend the money to buy a new one, considering they sent me this one free, so I don't have to pay for it. I would buy it after now utilizing it. But would I buy it if I just saw it in some like bland ad? It would be hard for me to do the price tag. So I totally understand if you guys are like sticker shock and like, I don't know if I should buy this, but on my opinion, I would buy it. I would definitely buy it. And they do have, I think, a guarantee or a warranty or something on their website. You'll have to look that up. I do have a discount code for you guys if you want to get it and get $100 off. I know they are back ordered right now because they are so like popular and people are buying them because they're awesome, and because of COVID, like we're all like just hunkered down and you know, not being able to get out as much. But yeah, I highly suggest if you have it in your budget, don't go out of your budget to buy one, because I never encourage people to go into debt for things like this. But if you have it within your means to invest in something like this, and yes, I do say invest because it is gonna continue like keeping healthy foods in your household, then I highly suggest it. It is pretty awesome. I have not seen a change in our electricity bill with it. Granted, I do have grow lights for my other plants, but even those don't really affect our electricity bill by that much. I think all of my lights together maybe add an extra $10 a month, which is not that much because I have a lot of grow lights, you guys know, but I haven't seen any water or like anything else change in our utilities since I started using the Gardyn. But it is absolutely amazing, and we have been very much enjoying it and using it regularly, and I'm excited to eat my salad, so I'm gonna let you guys go. Okay, so I just want to really quickly interrupt myself to show you guys these things. This is my tomato plant, cherry tomato. It is doing awesome. I have been what do you call it, fertilizing, self-fertilizing? No, I can't think of the word, pollinating. I was about to say self-impregnating the blooms. So what I do is I take a Q-tip and I'll just like rub the blooms very gently because they will fall off. Because there are no bees in my house and there's no wind to carry the pollen from bloom to bloom, I have to do it myself. And this is what makes your blooms fruit. Another thing that I've been doing, or another way I've been doing it, is sometimes I'll pinch off one of the blooms if I don't have a Q-tip, and I'll just do that too. This has seemed to work as well. But you do have to self-pollinate any of your fruiting vegetables, so your peppers, your tomatoes, things like that, or they will not turn into anything. But I wanted to show you guys because we are probably a couple weeks out from where I am going to end this video, where you will see when we get back to myself. I just wanted to show you guys kind of the progress of what's been going on with my tomato plant, my sweet pepper plant, and my jalapeno plant. They've gotten quite big. I also got my next order, and they are germinating down here, and then I will move them. As you can see, my tatsoi is already germinating, so I will move that up in a little bit. I have some new plants growing up there. My thyme is still going crazy. I've been using my thyme like crazy in all of my recipes. My mint, which I kind of keep just for fun, not necessarily to use. My basil up there I've been using. My green onions I use in all of my salads. But yeah, my garden is still doing really well. I do have some empty spots because again, I have new things and I have stuff up there. But I just wanted to show you guys that yes, indeed, my tomato plant is producing tomatoes, and also I have blooms over here. Now back to myself so I can end this very long and overdue video. If you have any questions, leave them below. Honestly, their website does a really good job of talking about everything. So if you have any questions, the website answers them better than I can. If you already had your garden because you saw my Instagram posts that I post all the time about it, or my Snapchats, then I hope you're enjoying it. If you don't and you're planning on getting one, send me pictures of your garden and what you pick out to plant in it, because I would love to know. And if you have any good salad recipes, share them with me, because I have been making a lot of salads and it'd be fun to branch out. That's not really a pun, but I was trying. Thank you, Gardyn, for sending me this awesome thing. I love it so much. My whole family has been loving it. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope it was helpful if you're making this decision because you've seen this thing all over social media. I hope my review helped you see kind of what it was about a little bit more, and I will see you guys all in my next video. Bye.